video, we're going to be talking about my favorite poses for cap and gown sessions. So whether you are a senior or you're a senior photographer watching this, keep watching because it's going to get good. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey and I am a senior photographer based here in Richmond, Virginia, and this channel is my little space where I like to share some helpful tips and tricks for your senior photography business, as well as some fun life things and vlogs and behind the scenes and all that good stuff. If this is your first time watching my channel, I just want to say thank you so much, and just for being here, I have a free guide down in the description box below. That is my Posing for Gen Z guide, and it is my go-to prompts for trendy, fun, candid, planted poses for your next senior session. So be sure to grab that. The link is right down below, and let's jump into today's video. Okay, so if you guys follow me on Instagram or just know me in general, you know that I am a big fan of cap and gown sessions, especially at colleges. I go back to my alma mater every single year and do a what I call JMU grad session marathon, where I just do grad sessions back to back, and I consider grad sessions my college senior sessions. You can still call them senior sessions, but basically it's a cap and gown session. So today I just wanted to share my favorite cap and gown poses that you can try at your next senior session. Our first pose, this is what I start off pretty much every single cap and gown shoot, is your classic gown on, holding the cap right at your waist like a diamond. So make sure you're holding the corners right at the tip so it makes a little diamond. I'll have a picture here so you can see all the different poses in real life too. So this one I like to do ankles crossed, or you can do a power stance with this one. If you don't know what a power stance is, make sure you grab that freebie down below. That's going to help you out with some of these poses as well, with some of my prompts and how I describe them. So the first one is classic, holding the cap right at your waist level. Make sure it's not too high, not too low, right at the waist, and holding those corners like a diamond. And be sure that the tassel too is hanging straight down and not kind of lopsided and twisted up in the strings. From this pose, I typically will move into holding that cap straight up in the air, add a little foot pop in. This one's so fun. You have to have all those celebratory shots for your cap and gown shoot, and this one is always a favorite. These are the ones that I always post to. I think they're so cute. So it's holding that cap up in the air, add a little foot pop, and I either do this with the front hand or you can do it with the back hand too. So love this one, you have to try it. So typically at cap and gown shoots, I save putting the cap on for the very end. Most girls and guys don't really want their cap on for most photos. They do look a little silly, but hey, at least they're all looking silly together. So I save putting the cap on till the very end, but for this one, I love this pose. Besides getting like your classic smiling at the camera for mom, this one makes it a little more fun for your senior, and I will have her turn to an angle, bring the back hand as in the hand that's farthest away from the camera, up to the corner of the cap, and then this other hand that's closest to the camera goes on her hip. And one trick for doing hands on hips with wearing a gown is to push the gown backwards. So don't bring your hands right on top of the gown, but push the gown back, leave the stole and cords forward, and that's going to show off the dress, show off her figure. It's more flattering for everybody and looks a little less like just a blob of a graduation gown. So this pose, one hand on the corner, one hand on the hip, dip that shoulder down towards the camera, laughing, and also make sure that the tassel is on the side of the camera, not the back side. You want it showing off, so bring it to the front. Another super fun pose that I love to do with the gown on, and you can have the cap on or take it off for this one, is I'll have my senior grab onto the edges of her gown and just start swaying the gown around. I tell her to really whip it back and forth and just go crazy, laughing side to side. You can't do it too hard. You really just gotta go for it. This one's so fun and looks so cute. I remember doing it at my own session and posted it everywhere. I thought it was so freaking cute. So that is a must that you have to try at your next cap and gown shoot. For this next one, you're gonna wanna have your senior take off the gown. She can leave on her cords, stole, or take them off if she wants, but you're going to take the gown, fold it in half like a hot dog, and then hook it over your shoulder. So making sure that you're not having it up here, but holding it all the way down on your shoulder. And then for this one, you can either do facing straight on towards the camera. I'll bring the cap straight down, little ankles crossed, or angle to the side, holding the cap up in the air, or even turned all the way around, gown over the shoulder, and cap right behind, looking away from the camera. And then I'll have my girl take a little fake step, and then that way her toe is popped up in the back like she's walking away from the camera. I love this one. I think it is so, so, so cute and always looks so good for everybody. And it's a way to still include your school's colors in the gown without having to have it on and, you know, feel as silly as some people do with wearing the cap and gown. So this one's always super fun and everybody always loves it. It's a crowd favorite, so gotta try this one too. Okay, so this next one is another crowd favorite. It is probably one that you already have on your list, but I just like to add it in there just in case, and it is a cap toss. And for this one, I normally have my seniors do a little ankle cross, especially if there's a group of them. This always looks so pretty when they do ankles crossed. And then I will tell them to throw their cap up in the air and keep smiling up at the sky once they've thrown it. And there is a trick to the cap toss, and this is what I tell all my seniors, and it is to throw your cap like a frisbee in the air. Make sure that the flat side is facing me, the camera, and then flick the wrist to throw it like a frisbee straight up in the air, and then just keep smiling up at the sky. And this one looks so, so cute, and I love this one, and always looks so good. And I typically will do a 1, 2, 3 throw. Especially if there's a group, you never know who's gonna throw, who's not gonna throw, so make sure you make that clear so that everybody throws it at the same time for that really epic, all the caps up in the air shot. Now, another little fun twist to the cap toss is to throw the cap towards the camera. And this one always looks super, super cool with a group, but also looks super cute with just a single senior. And this is to throw the cap towards the camera. And a trick to this one, I always tell them, is to throw it down towards the ground, because when you throw the cap, it tends to fly up a little bit, and that typically comes right in front of the lens and blocks their face. So when you do this one, just be sure that you tell your senior to throw the cap a little more angled down towards the ground, and then just keep smiling at the camera. I love this one. I always love having the cap like closer up in the frame, and it just looks super cool and is a favorite. That's why it's in this video. Last but definitely not least is my favorite one, and my prompt for this pose is the Elle Woods walk. This is their time to shine. This is their Elle Woods moment, and I think this one is so fun and so cute. And at JMU, especially here in Virginia, James Madison University, we have this walk with all these columns lined down, and it is so beautiful, and this is typically where I will do this one, but you can also do it anywhere, obviously. But I will have my seniors have their cap and gown on for this one, and tell them that this is their Elle Woods moment, their time to shine, really strut their stuff towards the camera, and I will be back a little bit, and I will just have them start strutting towards the camera, whipping that gown around, laughing side to side, even add in a little twirl. The twirl looks so cute with the gown flying, so I always add that in too, and all my seniors love this one too, especially when I tell them that this is their Elle Woods moment, because who doesn't love Elle Woods, especially at graduation time? It's just the best. So this is one of my favorites that I add in, as well as all these others. There are a million other poses that you can do with a cap and gown. These are my go-tos that I will run through for a quick mini session, or just in one location, just to run through a bunch of different poses at one time before moving spots or moving on to the next girls. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget about that freebie in the description box, which is my Posing for Gen Z guide. It's my go-to prompts for trendy posing that is sure to help you at your next senior session. You can even use those poses at your next cap and gown shoot too, so please be sure to download if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next week in another video. Bye!